Breaking bricks with your head is not everyone's idea of a good time, but maybe for a world record. And we have a story on a Panasonic battery from Japan that will last and last and last. And a story of doggy talent from Australia about a singing, piano-playing dingo.
You will never look at cow dung in quite the same manner after this story. In India, a diamond merchant's prized cow is dropping bejeweled dung. Not quite the goose who lays the golden egg, but still. This is Gujarat state in India, and this is the cow that ate the diamonds. Gujarat is famous for both its dairy and diamond cutting industries. A diamond merchant accidentally dropped a bag containing more than 1,700 small diamonds. They were worth almost $900. He dropped them in a pile of hay while talking to a friend when a hungry cow gobbled them up. Having dropped the gems and after one of the 4 cows that was standing around nearby swallowed them, there was much activity. The merchant had to catch all 4 cows until he could establish which one of them it was that was carrying around a fortune in one or both of its stomachs. The diamond merchant has now gone into the cow dung collecting business, waiting for his precious cargo to slip out in the course of nature. He's feeding the cow a rich diet of grass, grain, fruit and laxatives, and so far has recovered 300 diamonds. For Hindus in India and globally, the cow is considered a sacred animal, so it will indeed be a slow and timely process. The diamond merchant must collect the cow dung every day to retrieve his lost diamonds. It is one of those things, he says, that will just take time. There is a saying, worth your weight in gold. We could say this very cute cow is definitely worth its own weight in diamonds, and so they wait on the cow's pleasure.
From diamonds to glass, and modern Turkish glass sculptors have been exhibited at the historical Istanbul Palace. Glass sculptor Erkan Segi has been in the glass business for 35 years and wants to show his unique glassware to the public. They aim to keep alive the historical Beykoz glass style and open a new page in a very different area of the art of modern glassmaking. 37 unique pieces of modern art made from glass using the oldest techniques known are exhibited here. What makes these pieces unique is that during the whole production process, no molds are used. Each item is made by cutting, carving, grinding and eroding by hand, similar to carving a marble statue. At this palace, ancient works are permanently exhibited. It is possible to follow the tracks of the various cultures that lived in Anatolia, Turkey. There is no use of any chemicals such as acid, nor is there any roughing used. It is the use of the oldest techniques, pure and simple. Although some people view these works as a design, the artists do not believe that they are design. It is interpretation which hopefully excites. It is hoped that the exhibit will tour Europe and the rest of the world. The first stop is expected to be the Netherlands. Maybe one day the historical centre of Turkish glassmaking, Beykoz, can be turned into a main glass art centre like Murano in Italy. Forms and decorations of historical Beykoz glassware were created meticulously since they were the most outstanding glassware of their times. The old workshop at Beykoz has produced very special and significant glassworks. These special glassworks have taken their part among the most precious products of the elegant palaces and mansions of Istanbul. Equal in age, nearly to that of civilization itself, glassmaking is one of the most ancient and advanced arts among the Turks.
Now onto a story from Israel, where a karate expert is setting records breaking bricks on his forehead. Victor Raviv, an Israeli karate expert, has broken 2 Guinness World Records, one with 34 blocks and the one before with 21 bricks. This is a man who can honestly say he really uses his head. This feat came after his first attempt at setting a new record of smashing giant concrete bricks in 1 minute. The judges are still out on that one. Victor broke a total of 34 bricks in 1 minute 17 seconds. That compares with the existing record of 21 bricks in a minute. Karate can be described as a martial art or fighting method involving a variety of techniques including blocks, strikes, evasions, throws and joint manipulations. The word karate is a combination of two Japanese characters, kara meaning empty and ti meaning hand. Thus karate means empty hand. They strive to make their physical techniques pure expressions of their mind's intention and to improve their mind's focus by understanding the essence of the physical techniques. Late on a Sunday, in front of a bemused crowd of several dozen spectators, Victor set a new Guinness Book of Records title, that of having someone smash 15 bricks placed on his head with a sledgehammer. Under the watchful gaze of a lawyer appointed as scrutineer, the karate expert stood passively as the giant hammer was brought down on the bricks, smashing all of them. By polishing their karate practice, they have polished their own spirit or their own mentality. For example, eliminating weak and indecisive movements in karate helps to eliminate weakness and indecision in their minds, and vice versa. Karate history can be traced back some 1,400 years to the founder of Zen Buddhism in Western India. The founder is said to have introduced Buddhism into China, incorporating spiritual and physical teaching methods that were so demanding that many of his disciples would drop in exhaustion. In order to give them greater strength and endurance, he developed a more progressive training system. There is a double character of karate, extremely violent and efficient, but at the same time a strict and austere discipline and philosophy with a non-violent emphasis. Karate developed from the synthesis of two fighting techniques. As we will see, Victor's third record attempt was a failure. Victor tried to smash 52 panes of glass with his bare hands in one go. Despite delivering a crushing blow to the glass, not all of them were broken. Better luck next time.
In a glitz and glam show, the new generation batteries were unveiled at a ceremony in Tokyo. The pocket-sized batteries which can operate a vehicle are called OxyRide and were developed by Panasonic. With adopting oxy-nickel hydrogen oxide, manganese dioxide and graphite onto a positive pole, the voltage of this new generation battery is about 1.5 times higher than that of an alkali battery. A vehicle can go with two of the OxyRide batteries as far as 1.2 kilometres by the maximum speed of 3.3 kilometres per hour. By using OxyRide batteries, digital cameras could be operated twice as long than with the alkali battery. The OxyRide dry cell battery is the first breakthrough in 40 years when alkaline dry cells first hit the market. The new dry cell was demonstrated by running a car on two AA batteries. The two cells drove the 18.5 kilogram car with a driver for a distance of 1,200 metres. Though the applications that use rechargeable batteries are increasing, demand for dry cells is still strong because people can use them anytime, anywhere without worrying about charging. They hope that the high-performance OxyRide dry cell batteries will stimulate the emergence of new devices. For applications using a small electric current such as MP3 players and portable headphone stereo players, the OxyRide performance of the OxyRide battery was less than 1.5 times better than the alkaline cells. The widespread use of digital electronic products such as digital cameras and handheld video game machines has aroused strong demand for small, light and powerful batteries. Fully compatible with current alkaline batteries, it is intended to offer both so that consumers can buy them according to applications. Marketing of the new AA dry cells will begin April in Japan, eventually expanding sales worldwide. AAA cells will be available next spring. It took 5.74 seconds to charge a strobe light with OxyRide cells, while it took alkaline batteries 9.29 seconds, using new materials for the anode along with new production processes. It was claimed the battery provided twice the performance for applications like digital still cameras that require high electric current. Accordingly, its digital still camera took 315 pictures using OxyRide batteries compared to 144 frames with alkaline batteries. With the amount of batteries used every year, it is a good thing for both consumers and the environment that new technology can increase their performance. Panasonic, a leading provider of batteries, is a step ahead in the marketplace with its improved, long-lasting durability.
And now man's best friend has conquered the mountaintops. A golden retriever from Barcelona, Spain has become the first dog to have successfully scaled Latin America's highest peak. Complete with 2 specially made jackets and 4 canine boots, Rubia, a 2-year-old golden retriever, accomplished the climb for which she was trained along with her 2 human companions. At times the dog's recovery rate was much faster than that of her trainers. Rubia's training started when she was 7 months old and has continued throughout her life. She was given regular dog food for the climb to 4,900 meters, after which she was given a special menu. The meal consisted of powdered meat base and prepared in a puree once a day. Throughout the entire climb, Rubia was attached to one of her trainers by a rope measuring 6 meters long. As you can see, it's hard work being a mountaineering dog. Rubia was given a special exemption to climb the mountain because she is an integral part of a study about rescue animals at high altitudes. She was also equipped with special goggles and cream for her paws.
And as we head into the new millennium, a story about how we progress ever on toward environmentally aware processes. A British company is pioneering a new environmentally friendly way of recycling tons of demolition waste for reuse in the construction industry. The firm TK Linsky Excavations has just opened their new plant, costing nearly £2 million, near Sheffield in Yorkshire, Northern England. This state-of-the-art facility has taken 7 months to build and by next year should be recycling around 2,500 tonnes of raw material every week. The operation is to take in construction and demolition waste, normally just dumped in landfill. The waste will be cleaned and the high-quality aggregate used in new construction projects. The recycled aggregate is clean and of high quality and can be used for road building and other similar constructions. This will reduce the amount of waste being sent to landfill and will recycle materials without causing any environmental damage. The project was made possible by a grant of more than £500,000 from the Waste and Resources Action Programme, WRAP. WRAP is hoping this will set an example for the industry nationwide and set them on a course for environmental sustainability.
And now on to health. We begin with a story about a pioneering, non-invasive way of identifying cancers in women. Scientists in Britain's University of Sussex have been working on a system which uses ultraviolet light to analyse information reflected. They believe this will vastly improve present detection systems, particularly for breast cancer. At present, breast cancer detection can be a painful procedure, and waiting for results can take weeks. Scientists are hopeful this new system will improve that situation and also potentially avoid costly and time-consuming lab testing. The new system, which uses ultraviolet light to examine tissue, will hopefully be ready for clinical trials soon.
And continuing with the medical breakthroughs, with this story again from the UK, and a new health supplement has been launched which could help asthma sufferers around the world. There is probably a good chance that either you or someone you love suffers from asthma. 8 million people in Britain alone suffer breathing difficulties at some point in their lives. It is a growing problem, especially among the young. Now, Liprinol, a new health food supplement made of a unique marine lipid extract from New Zealand, may help. The pill contains omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce bodily imbalances and help asthma sufferers maintain healthy airways. In short, the new supplement cuts off the nutrient source, which leads to excessive inflammation. Liprinol appears to be much more effective, 200 to 300 times more effective than other forms of omega-3. Liprinol is a supplement to drugs to combat asthma, and its UK launch is expected to benefit millions of asthma sufferers.
final preparations are being made for what is being billed as one of the world's greatest art sales. The auction house at Christie's will be selling off many Impressionist and Surrealist masterpieces, including works from Salvador Dali, Henri Matisse and Pablo Picasso. From Henri Matisse, there's La Danse, from a period when he produced his most iconic collages. It's a paradise for global collectors. Collectors are looking for rarity and for works that haven't been on the market long. They want works of the highest quality, museum-quality pieces. This sale is among the richest sales that Christie's has had in 10 years in terms of museum-quality paintings. Many are masterpieces like Cézanne's Grand Bouquet de Fleurs, painted during a period when it was gaining recognition outside Impressionist circles. Another is Picasso's oil-on-canvas cubist work, Buste de Femme. The star item, though, is the rare Newspaper Readers 2 by Feininger, valued at £3.5 million. The rarity of such items has created a buoyant market with 100% growth over the past 2 years, showing the incredible international interest there is in acquiring such Impressionist and Surrealist works. With such fantastic artwork, it's no wonder the sale is expected to raise more than £75 million. So no matter what your taste, there's surely something to please.
And now for our fashion story and the spring fashion shows in Paris. Small is beautiful. That was the message from Emmanuel Ungaro as he showcased his spring-summer creations to a hand-picked audience. Guests included US pop star Christina Aguilera, sporting long black hair with a blunt fringe. The guests sat on chairs covered in a cream fabric as models ambled past in fluttery evening gowns and jeweled jackets. Watching from the wings were a dozen seamstresses dressed in white coats, part of the shrinking pool of talent keeping alive a tradition of made-to-measure outfits according to a strict set of rules. With micro mini-skirts emphasizing their endlessly long legs, they perched on a sofa whispering and laughing. It was like a fashion photograph come to life. Ungaro indulged in kimono-style jackets hand-painted with bird and flower motifs, their edges encrusted with coloured sequins. Necks and wrists dripped with heavy strings of gemstones, while the heels of stiletto shoes were studded with pink rhinestones. Ungaro showed just the minimum of 25 outfits required under the regulations, a sharp contrast from his marathon displays of past seasons. With Carly Simon's 1970s hit You're So Vain to open the show, Italian designer Valentino expressed what is at the heart of these clothes, a mix of variety and sublime technique. The Valentino woman rediscovers her own femininity in a delicate and subtle style worthy of Botticelli's paintings. The result is modern and slightly arrogant, characterized by great hair and intense makeup. The silhouette is tapered and subtle for the day. The focal point throughout the show is the bra that is underlined via cut, embroidery and draping. The jackets are short, fitted, and the coats are embellished by insets. Skirts are below knee length and fitted via cuts and draping. Cocktail dresses are enriched by draping and embroidery. Evening gowns are light and transparent in chiffon or silk taffeta and organza. As for the colours, Valentino prevailed black and white, Valentino red, ivory, pink, peach, salmon, green and mauve. These creations are magnificent works of art, and I'm sure you'll agree, feast for the eyes. Another successful fashion season, and sincerely enjoyed by the applauding audience.
When you think of Australia, you probably think of white beaches, desert and good weather. Now we ask you to consider the singing dingo. In Central Australia, a singing, piano-playing dingo is set to stump trivia lovers around the world. The 4-year-old dog, believed to be Australia's only singing, piano-playing dingo, won a nationwide competition to become the subject of a Trivial Pursuit question. Dinky Di the Dingo beat 300 other contestants to be included in the game's 20th anniversary edition. More than 70 million Trivial Pursuit games have been sold across the world. However, it's believed that Dinky Di will only likely be included in the Australian edition of the popular game. So let's hear a few bars.
Finally, we explore your well-being with a story about this chic-looking air-to-water machine named Dragonfly, which may become a permanent fixture in the living room. This is an almost magical device that turns air into clean drinking water and might just be the solution to the world's water problems. Singapore-based company Hyflux has introduced an alternative way to obtain the freshest type of water. The air-to-water machine produces up to 1 litre of water per hour and can store more than 19 litres of water. To the naked eye, the machine looks like almost any portable water dispenser you would find in most offices. The only thing missing is the water bottle. The machine generates water through the atmosphere and uses purification and filtration technology to produce clean and natural water. The air enters the machine through an antibacterial filter, condenses into water and is pumped through the internal filtration system. Finally, the water is sent through ultraviolet light for a round of disinfection before it's ready to drink. The electrical consumption of the machine is about 1,000 watts per hour if the heating and cooling systems are running. If there is no requirement for hot or cold water, the basic electrical consumption to produce room temperature water is about 600 watts per hour. The rate of water production is dependent on the temperature and level of humidity in the air. The machine fits perfectly into Singapore's hot and humid environment. The machine currently retails at $1,100 US. Hyflux has received orders and down payments for over 20,000 units from China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Malaysia and Namibia. Thousands of orders are coming in daily and the company is doing its best to meet the demand. Hyflux is also spearheading Singapore's new water and desalination plants. New water converts sewage water into clean drinking water. The company hopes to spread its wings into India, where access to clean water is reaching an alarming level. According to statistics from the United Nations, more than 1 billion people already lack access to fresh drinking water globally. As fresh water becomes more and more of a treasure that needs to be protected, this machine might just be a part of the solution to the world's water problems. We can certainly hope so. Well, that's all we have time for today. We look forward to seeing you next week.